So uh, we are able to create a small React application in web browser using CodePen. Now, how to if we have to make a large big project, at the time we can't use CodePen, we have to use our local environment. So how to build a workflow means for the React application, how to build a workflow for single page application, SPA, or multi-page application, MPA. So why exactly we should use our local environment? First of all, to optimize our code. Why? Because once we optimize our code, it will run faster. Then comes the use of next-gen JavaScript features. As we know, in vanilla JavaScript, we can't use next generation. It has to be transpiled. Whatever we are using next gen, it has to be transpiled into this vanilla JavaScript. So, and vanilla JavaScript is very tedious. We have to write a lot of functions, and it is way more difficult. And if our code is optimized, it will be more productive. And then how to achieve all these three goals? First of all, we will be using something known as npm or on yarn. I have made you to install Node.js because through Node.js we can use npm, that is Node Package Manager. Second comes the use the bundler. Bundler is nothing but it bundles all your files. The files can be only HTML files, CSS file, JavaScript file, and even your images, videos, sounds, whatever it is, whatever you are having, it will bundle them together. And after bundling, what will happen? It will compress the size. As soon as file size will compress, our code will take less time to compile. Then use compiler, next generation JavaScript, that is Babel. Babel, I made you to install Babel because it helps in writing next gen JavaScript features. Then comes the use the development server. So use the development server that React will be automatically giving us. So let's start with creating an app. How to create an app? So we have already installed the Node.js, and now how if we have to create a React app, and React is by the Facebook. If we go to this app link, so you should will send this link in this chat box, and you should also go ahead. Even if you will not understand anything, just try to read this read md.file. It is having a lot of information, especially for the beginners. And once you understand this, it will be quite useful. So it says if we have to start with the React in our local environment, we have to do something like this. They are using something else, npx, not npm. So npx is also we can say it's a command. Create React app is sub command. It will create a React app. Now comes my app. My app is the React app name, whatever you want to give. So same thing we will do. Instead of npx, we will use npm. So what you do, go to this Visual Studio Code, click on the file. Here in file, click on this open folder, and wherever you want to wish, just create one new folder. I will create it on desktop. Here I will create it on desktop. Let's say React app. Name is up to you, whatever you want to give. And I will just take this name. Once done this, I will go to my terminal. Within the terminal, I will be within the React app. So now here I will be creating my first React app. How? I will write, first of all, you people have not installed this React app. What you have to do, you will write in npm install create React app, create React app, then -g and press enter. What will happen? As we know, in a computer, there are a lot of dependencies or environment variables are set up. What those environment variables does, because of those environment variables, we can use our own name like create React app or something else. As I already installed, I will just press Ctrl C. I don't want to install it again. So what -g, it will install in global level. Once it has been installed in your computer, we can use this sub command and we can use these dependencies as a command. And once we can use this, we can create our React app. So after doing this, npm install create React app -g. Next thing is we will be creating our own app. So I will be writing create React app and then my own name. So I will say basics, just the basics app will be more better, and press enter. So it says cannot create a project React app because of the naming restrictions. So what is the naming restriction? Naming restriction is that we have to use all lowercase. If you want to use this something like naming separation, at the time you can use underscore or hyphen. So either we can use the underscore or the hyphen. So I will be using the hyphen and press enter. So depending upon your internet speed, it will install a lot of files. So till the time it is installing, you people also go ahead, create one separate folder, and there, first of all, install the create React app. npm install create React app -g is very important because it has to be installed on a global level. And then afterwards, write create React app and your app name choice, whatever you want to be. So please go ahead till the time it's installing in my PC. It's done or it's installing. So once it is installed, you should be able to see something like this. Please response. Are you still installing or it has been? Okay. Please let me know. So if you will go through this, wherever you have done this npm start, npm create npm create React app and your app name, you will see that it is installing a lot of things. First of all, it is installing something node modules, lot of node modules. Then afterwards, it's installing Git repository also itself. Initialize the Git repository. And the worst thing about npm is that it is having a lot of security flaws. Why security flaws? Because npm is nothing but the node package manager, and it has lots of packages, millions of packages, and all those millions of packages have been uploaded by the various developers, various people. So if you want to use more than one package, what can happen that they can, as these are separate packages, it can collide with each other and they can be a security flaw itself, because they are just Those packages are just for the functionality purpose to enhance our functionality, whatever we want to do. But they are not taking considering the security. So that's why it is saying that one low security, one low serverity vulnerability, all this stuff. So what you can do, you can, after npm install, it has been installed, what you can do, you can run npm audit fix. It will try to by itself, it will try to remove some of the security flaws. Or to get the detail of all the packages, you can do npm audit. It will give you uh, more detail for each and every package if you want to understand. So all these are some of the different dependencies which have been skipped. Why? Because FS events are generally for this Mac OS. So as I'm running on the Windows, so no need to install all those Mac dependencies. So that's why it is saying skipping optional dependencies. If you're also getting, it's perfectly fine, no issues. Then afterwards, created a git commit. It will happen automatically, and it will tell you where your app has been installed. My app has been installed here in this drive, in the C drive on the desktop, React app, and within the React app, it has created a folder. As you can see, it's a one folder which has been created, not some files. And afterwards, it says how to start our React app. Just do npm start. If you want to bundle, this is something else which we will be not doing. And if you want to run some test also we will be not doing, so no issues. And then npm run eject. This will be seeing ahead to enhance our features so that we can unlock all the other functionalities which we are missing right now. So, and how to start with our app? We will write cd and the app name. Oh, the best thing is what you do. You don't have to do cd and all. Go to your file. In the file, again go to open folder. In the open folder, I will go within my React app, and React app is my folder name. And I will choose this folder, basics app, which have been created by the create React app command. And I will do select folder. Once you do the select folder, you will be within this folder, basics app. In my case, in your case, something else. You should able to see all these node modules, public, src folder on the root level. What is the root level? Root level is, as soon as we open the folder, we are able to see some files. So these files are on the root level. Whereas these are the folders like app.css, app.js, these are not in the root folder. They are not on the root level. They are within a folder. Has everyone installed?
Yes, sir.
And can I know, means how many of you are using the GitHub? Anyone using?
Dikshit, sir, me.
Okay, others? Okay, so we will set up the Git afterwards, after writing some of the code, maybe after 11, and then we will see, or maybe after 11:30. So as we are getting so many files, let's see what does each of the file means, why we are getting so many files. So node modules are nothing but these. The node modules is a folder which will be containing all the dependencies which our app is using. As we have used npm create react app, it's itself a package within an npm. And now once we are doing -g, it is installing on the global level. And this package is able to initialize our React app. So we can say it's like an application which can execute and do something, which can produce something. So automatically, there are two ways of creating the app. Either you can use the most famous one, that is create React app and your filing, or you can write everything from the scratch. That is blank folder. In the blank folder, you will be creating app.js or other files as you want. At the time, node modules will be not there. At the time, you are in control what you want to install and what you don't want to install. Because here right now there are some of the features which we will not at all using, and some of the features which we will install because by default those features are not in this app. So node modules are containing all those features on it, all these features. After the class, just go ahead and look. You don't have to understand all this. All you have to do, you have to look around, means what all it is containing. You can see it is containing all this Babel script, so that we can use next gen JavaScript. And then it is using batch also, base 64 also. So these are regarding sort of regarding security also, little bit of these functionalities. Bcrypt, as the name suggests, again regarding the crypting. So some of the features which we will be not using, but some of the features are for the production. Once we do, as we are writing npm install, it is npm production. At the time, these features will be used sometimes. So that's all about node modules. I will close this. Next comes package.json. So as we can see, package.json and package lock.json. First, let's go to package.json. In package.json is a file, it will file which will tell what all dependencies we have installed in our system, so that we can have a clear idea what all we are having, what all we can access. So here we can find it out. Within the script tag, it says that we are having access to React script start, React script build, test, eject. So all these are dependencies. And for the development, we are having now, it says browsers list, it says production. It means when we are writing greater than, it means it's a version, that's all. So all these we are having. For the dependencies, we can see 1, 2, 3, only the 6 dependencies are there. So we should only have a 6 node modules. But what is happening, like React scripts is not built, it's not its own package. React scripts will be dependent upon the 10 other packages, and those 10 other packages will be dependent upon another 5 packages. So like this npm works, means one repository is dependent for some functionality, some other on some other package, and that other package is dependent upon some other functionality. So like this, our node modules gets bigger and bigger. But as we are installing only one, but it will install 10 more with itself, because we have to have all the dependencies, sub dependencies, I must say. Now, what is package lock.json? It is exactly the same file, but it is locking, means it's saying that all these dependencies have been installed, and it's a lock version, like it's a confirmed version, you can say. As soon as we will install some dependencies, our dependency name will be coming here. As soon as it will be edited, again package lock.json will edit itself and lock all these files. So this file is auto-generated. Now comes the readme.md. Readme.md is something regarding to GitHub, which we'll see afterwards. .git ignore also regarding GitHub. So you can skip these files for now. Next comes public and src, two most important. Well, public is also not that important. Let's see what public contains. Public contains some of these files: favicon.io, favicon.ioc, index.html, logo. Before I show you this, what do people do? Go to your this app, basics app, open in Visual Studio Code as your main app, and then go to the new terminal. And the new terminal, those who have installed the this git scm on the first class, you will able to see the master here. Now I will do npm start. Again, what npm start does, it will be starting our server. So it can take a few seconds. So till the time, you also people go ahead, open that folder in the Visual Studio Code, open your terminal and write npm start. Everyone done? Can we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
So as soon as you will do npm start, and if you're in correct folder, as your people are not getting error, so I will take it that you are getting everything. Compile successfully, and now it says that either you can browse basics app is app name. Either I can go to this URL or to this URL. So what you can do, either you can copy this or just press the control and click on it. And once you do, it will open in your browser. And we have created our first React app without writing even one single line of a code. It's our first React app, just without writing any code. And how you can get to know that it's a React app, because it is running from these files, and these files are of React. We are not having any means. If we will go to index.html, index.html is something which we know, which will give us the output. And here, if we see, there is nothing in the body. In the body, we are having just the div root URL. So how we are getting all this stuff? We are getting all this stuff through the SRC. SRC stands for the scripts. So we are able to run our React app. Now let's see what all it's contain. So public means these files will be exported to the client, or client is nothing but a browser, whichever browser you are using. So in here, if you will see, we don't have to pay attention here anything except this. In the body tag, we are having one div, and we have given the ID as root. And this div doesn't contain anything. That's all we have to keep in mind. Afterwards, we can close all this. Other is just favicon.ioc, which you are able to see in the title, and other logo, which is pinning. Next comes what is manifest file. So manifest file is regarding with I can say progressive web apps. All the progressive web apps contain this manifest file, or progressive web apps is also known as PWA. And what exactly is the progressive web app? It's a web that uses modern web capabilities to deliver an app-like experience. So we are using a modern capabilities. What is a modern capability? Modern capability is that we are not writing anything in HTML. We are writing everything. Our JavaScript, HTML also in form of JavaScript, but the JavaScript is compiled and translated into an HTML. So this is a modern capability. So that's why manifest file is used. And secondly, manifest file is also written to give some detail about an app. Like we can give the app name, we can give the name also, and we can give the author name also if we want. Some icon. So it contains the short history, we can say, or small bio about our app. Like description of metadata, title, all this stuff. And robots.txt, this file is regarding the security purpose. What actually is robots.txt? This file contains, like, if we go to our Google and if we search something, so in every website, in all the websites like Flipkart, all that stuff, there is something known as admin address also, like through where admin can log in. He can end, let's say Flipkart, where he can add the products, remove the products, see which all people have ordered something so that he can deliver. So that address, like Flipkart/admin, that address should not be visible to a common user or general public or to anyone else on the internet. It should not be visible because then later it will be having same like email and the password, and hackers can try to break it. So robot.txt is a file which will tell Google or any web browser that you don't have to render all this URL. You don't have to show all these URLs until and unless user manually type in that URL search box in that URL box. So that's why robots.txt file is used, although we are not writing our own files. So with this, we can close our public folder. Now coming to the src folder. So 99% of the times we'll be working with src folder only, that is the scripts folder. We'll be writing our own scripts on JavaScript files, which will be rendered to the web browser, converted into HTML, and our content will be visible. So here, which all files are important initially? Initially, in the starting, I will go to my index.js. Index.js, here we are importing something. No need to remember. Remember, what you have to keep in mind, you have to keep in mind is this last line. We are saying react DOM.render. As I told you yesterday, day before yesterday, that in single page application, there will be only one render method, one main render method, single page, because we will render our application only once and it will be having all the things. So in the render method, what I'm doing, there is something known as app. We have imported it, or you can say install it. Doesn't make any sense. So this is our app. It is again, I can say this is the starting tag, this is the ending tag, same like HTML. So at few places you will find this JavaScript is exactly same as HTML, but it is all syntactical sugar. You have to just it is not HTML, it is just HTML type of code, you will say. Then we are importing something, and then afterwards saying that DOM.getElement by ID. If you people know, means what do you mean by get element by ID? If you've done basic HTML, you will get to know that whatever we are having here, it will be placed into this root ID. And what exactly is the root ID? Root ID is our div, this div. So whatever content is there, it will be placed here within this div. Okay, so this is what our index.js is doing, which is the head, I can say, which is the topmost file. Next comes, let's see what does this app file contain. If we go to app, we can say import app from /. Now, second point you have to keep in mind, how do we transverse all the file? How we go to one file to the another file? So dot always means the current file, dot slash dot always means the current folder, sorry, current directory. So current directory, right now we are in index.js, that is this file. So we are in this current folder, which is src, that is the script. So here I'm saying current folder dot slash, and in the current folder go to this app file, which is app.js. Now our name is app.js, but we are writing only app. This is because ReactJs works with all the JavaScript file. So if you are working with JavaScript file, if you are importing some file, only JavaScript file, you can omit .js. You don't have to write. Automatically, if you are not writing the extensions, it will take that you are working with JavaScript file. But if you're writing .js, then also no issues. It will work absolutely fine. So now let's go to app.js. Here in app.js, we will see again we are importing React. Why? Because we are working with React, and there's some logo. Logo is this, which have been taken from some W3. So we are importing React DOM, and we are sorry, here. So we are importing React, we are importing logo, and we are importing CSS file also. How? Current folder, within the current folder, it will go to app.css file. Now, as we are using importing CSS file, it is necessary to write .css extension. Now, within this, what we are doing? We are saying return. It's a function, as you can see, function name, and then directly we are returning. Till now we have seen we return like this, simply without writing this parenthesis. When we should write the parenthesis, we should write the parenthesis when we are returning more than one line of a code. And here exactly same thing we are doing. We are returning more than one line of a code. Second thing, here if you will see, this is all HTML. Again, it is not HTML, it is HTML type of a code, syntactical sugar, as you will say. So here what we are returning one div. As I told you, we are given the class in HTML and CSS. We say class equals to app, but class is a keyword in JavaScript. So instead of class, CSS class, we write class name. Just this much difference. Then there is a header. Then we are importing logo, and now you can see edit src to save to reload. If I'll go to my this here, I can see edit src app.js to save and to reload. So as I can see here, what I will I can remove this also. As soon as I will remove it, it will go from here also, and it has went. Same goes for learn React. You can just manipulate as much as you want. So sometimes you have to just reload, refresh, and it will come up. Now, afterwards, what I'm doing, I'm saying export. As import, export, we know, means now we are saying export this file, but there is some default keyword. Default keyword is something which tells that if any file is using this file, we will defaultly, means let's say we are having one more function here, function fun, as easy as this, and return semicolon. Now, if index.js is importing this file, okay, so we are saying that importing this file, now we are having here two functions. So we have to tell which all functions should be exported. So here I'm saying if this file has been exported, some file is using, by default export this app function. So this is what do you mean by default? Means it will automatically export this app function. So app function is imported here, it will come here. All that enjoy React is coming here. Enjoy, learn, edit, whatever we have done, and it will be then rendered into this div of id root. Enough of index and app.js. Now coming to app.css. App.css is something which you know to style our web pages. App.test, as the name suggests, it is once our application is ready, you can do regress testing, whether it is breaking somewhere, like if you are given the wrong input, all that stuff. Now index.css is a file which is for this index.js, and here we are importing. Second point to remember is that somewhere we are importing import, we are giving the name app from app.js, and at some places we are doing like this. So what actually is the difference is that right now we are only using one function. So we are saying that whatever we are getting, like from there we are getting all that stuff. From app.js we are getting all this div. So we are giving the name, like whatever the content is render, please assign all that content to app. It simply means this. So it is something like app equals to div URL, whatever we are getting from there. When we are writing this import, it means all the functionalities will come here. That's all. And then we can use our class name, all that stuff. So this is about import. Logo is something which is there. Now service worker and setup test. Setup test, again, it is regarding for the testing. But what do you mean by service worker.js? So service worker.js is important for registering the service worker, which is generated automatically and related to progressive web apps, that is WPA. Again, it is for the service for registering our application all in HTML file. Now, what exactly is a server? It is a script that the client, what is client? Client is our browser that runs in the background, separate from the web app. So here we can write some of the services which will be running in the background. Common example we can say, like when we upload something to the drive. Once we selected everything, here on the right hand side it will be saying zipping, all that stuff, and we can continue do our work. So it is going in the background. So that is something work regarding the service work. So operating system in the background separate that web app work and enables to use the features that don't require any basic pre-catch script files, which doesn't require any permissions. So this was our all regarding our uh, regarding our all the workflow. So what I will do, these our files have been clustered so much with all these comments. I will remove all these comments. This also everywhere. And here also I will not remove this div, it's quite important. In app.js is also like this. And here also I will remove. Before you people remove, what you can do here, it says something regarding what exactly it means. Just press Ctrl and click and it will take you regarding this information. Again, WPA, it's telling all these things to you by default. So this is our app. And here in index also I will remove. Now coming to the app.js. Right now our app.js is very clustered. What I will do, I will remove all this stuff. As soon as I will remove everything from here, we will get an error. Now, so nothing returned. We are having nothing. And here, I will create one div. Div. Class name I will give as in app itself. Why? Because if I will go to my this app.css, we need text line. So that's why. So I will go here. I will give the name as app. Close this div. As soon as you will close, a closing and tag will become automatically. Here I will do h1 hello ReactJs. The semicolon at the end, and if we go here, we are able to see hello ReactJs. If I will remove this class from here, it's shifted to the left. Let it be here. So like this, we can edit. Second thing is that why we are creating all this. We can also do something like, I will copy all this stuff. I will go to my index. As I told you that app contain all these files. Let me show you. Uh, I will remove all this stuff. Paste it here and put the comma. And again, we are able to see same output. To be more clear, I will comment this. How you will comment? Just press the control and the forward slash. It will comment it automatically. No need to put two forward slashes individually. So as we can see here, it is shifted to the left. Why it is shifted to the left? Because here we are using the class app, but there is no class app defined in index.css. We are having just the body. But in body, what I can do, I can say text align center, and now it's automatically sent. So like this, we don't need all this app.css. We can keep on writing our JavaScript, our HTML code, whatever we want to write. We can just we can write the whole web page here. But that is wrong. It is our main function for the React is that to break all these components like the nav bar, slide bar, all that in different components. If we are writing all the HTML code here, then we will be not able to reuse the components. We have to change it every place, and that is something which we don't want, and hence we are using separate files. So I will just cut this here. I will cut it from here and place it like this. That's all. So you also people go ahead, remove all the comments, whatever you are getting in index.html and index.js, remove all those comments and replace your content of app.js with this and see the changes. Done?
Yes, sir.
Amru is from East West College, right? Can someone please text him and tell me that whether how he is doing all this? Whether he's doing from YouTube videos or he has left the course. Anyone?
Okay, sir.
Please, last class also I asked you. So all this we have done. Now, I'm again and again saying that whatever we are writing is a JavaScript. It is just a HTML type of code. Let's see how. So for that, I will just comment it out for now, and I will writing the exact same code in JavaScript. So again, I will use the return keyword because I have to return. Now I will not use any multiple line in a single line. I will say React dot, and as soon as you press dot, it will give you some of the options. So third option is create element. As in JavaScript also, there is something known as create element. Same goes in React. So I will create an element. Now now this create element takes a number of arguments. That is type. What type of an element? So some of the famous types are div, input type, paragraph, all that stuff. Next comes the props. Props, we will do it in detail afterwards. So right now you can take as props as a class, like CSS class name. And then afterwards is saying children. So children can be any number of children. It can be 1 children, 2 children. So it can take infinite number of arguments. But I will say it it usually takes 3 arguments. I will categorize input as one argument, props as a second argument, and children as a third argument. So I need a div type equals to div. Press the comma. Now I need class name as an app. So now I'll write this curly braces right now, and I will say class name colon equals to app. So why exactly? Because we are writing key value pair. So whenever you key value pair, we will make use of an object. So it's an object which takes key as a class name and value as an name of the file. Value as an name of the class. Now afterwards comes the third. What is the third one? Third one is our children. So div is our parent. Now children of div is h1 tag. So I will write h1 which is wrong. So what exactly h1 is? H1 is our own element in itself. It's an HTML. So I'll write React within it as a third argument. Dot create element. In the create element, now I want to create h1 tag, and it will automatically. I don't want any class name. I don't want to pass any props. Props are, you can take as an argument, null. And now comes the children. Now what is the children of h1? We are not having any div within it, but we are having this text. So I will copy this text. I will make this as a children and paste this as a third argument. I'll break it into multiple lines of code. It's a string, so I will wrap it in single quotes like this. And at the end, put the semicolon. Once I put the semicolon, if I go to my server, and still it shows hello ReactJs. Let's make it as 3 exclamation mark, and we are able to see. So all our HTML type of code is being converted into like this. Create React element. It will take div and then the class name, all this. So every time, each and every time, it is doing this stuff behind the scenes. And what is making it to do? If we go to our this, again the files, right afterwards we will do something known as npm eject. So there is something known as bundler webpack. So webpack is a bundler which is behind the scenes. It is making us to do which is behind the work is doing all this task, that is converting JS code into HTML type of code. If we go to our this inspect elements and select this, and we are able to see div class equals to app, h1 equals to h1 equals h1 hello react.js and 3 exclamation mark. So our browser is rendering, although we have written a different type of code, it is rendering this HTML. And just to make sure that it is wrapping, our div class equals to app is been wrapped by the div of id root, which is in index.html file. And non-script, it is also within this our index.html file. So everything whatever we will be writing will be wrapped within div id of root. Okay. So just copy down. You can write your own statement, whatever you want to do, and just see the changes. So this is not the common practice, and we can't even write all our HTML using React.create element. It will be very tedious. I will comment it out, and I will uncomment this. So it's good. Like we can write our whole HTML page here. It's good, means we can write it, no issues. But they are some of the restrictions. What are some of the restrictions? First of all, we have to, instead of a class, we have to write the class name. Right now, we have done only this much, so we are able to know that we are not able to use the class. Afterwards, if we are using some other things, then it will be more then we can have more difficulty. Now I want inside means below React.js, I want to say hey. So I'll write, I will give one paragraph p, and I will say hey. Now if I go to my development server, React.js, React app, and we say, and straight away we got an error. What is the error? We are getting the error from the and make sure that whenever you are developing React.js, you will always open up your inspect elements, and in the console you can see we are getting the error at the line number 10, that is here, that is the paragraph here. And what it says, parsing error, adjacent JSX element must be wrapped inside enclosing tag. So best thing about React.js is it is giving us relevant errors, means we are, by reading the errors only we will get to know. So what is this saying, that our this should be wrapped around some element. Why? As we know, we are doing return. In return, if you see, we are doing React create element div and h1. According to this, what we are trying to do is p1. We are trying to do something like this. After we have returned this div, which is here, after this, we'll put a semicolon, as we know. Then I'm doing React dot, I will copy this much. React dot create element p. Class name we don't have anything. I will leave it as null and null. And here I'm trying to print hey, like this. I will close it off. So one basic rule of programming language or in JavaScript we have seen, we will able to return only one statement. What is one statement? One statement is starting from here and ending it here, because we have put the semicolon. And afterwards, after returning, we want to return this also, which is wrong, right? So it should be wrapped around, this p tag must be wrapped around one day. Like I can say, first I will do here, I will create one day. There, and within it, I will cut this code and paste it here. I will indent it. And now we are not getting any red squiggly mark as we were getting earlier. Now, what does this mean? As we are wrapping, so we can also do something here. React.create element div. React.create element null, right? Null. And afterwards, within this div, we are creating our another div. So React create element. And it's perfect and it's fine. I will break it into the multiple lines of code. I will just see whether it is working or not first of all, and it's working. Okay, we are getting. Now I'll comment this one and uncomment this one. React.create element div and another one, it is inside it. So I will again indent it. I'll put it here. And afterwards, one last parenthesis of this which I have to put, which I will put here. start this now. And this is our one day, that is h1 adjacent. Adjacent, wait, I will do this. Remove the semicolon. And if I will refresh, and we are getting exactly same message. So the error which we are getting is totally valid, because at the end it is converted into something like this, and we know that there should be only one return statement. So we always, if we are rendering this JSX code, we have to keep in mind that we are wrapping everything within one div, that you can name it as dev section, whatever you want. So it's not any fault error, it's completely fine. So copy this and check it out on your own. And guys, once you copy, please let me know. In Visual Studio Code, in your file, you will be able to see something like this dot dot, and then something like mm, and here in Git, it will show you 4. What do you mean by 4? 4 means 4 files have been changed. First of all, go to your extensions here and type git length, and install the first one, git length. It may take some time, it's a quite big extension, and then you have to close your VS Code and reopen it again. And guys, whatever I'm making you install, after the class you should read about means what exactly the functionality of this. I will be just telling the some of the functionality which will be using, but they are having more functionality other than this, what I will be not telling you. So to make a proper use of those extensions, please go ahead, don't read it completely, just read some of the few things, whatever it is in bold like this. So once you install, close your VS Code and reopen it again so that it is properly installed. And you should able to see something like this, git length, this icon. And once you click on this, it will tell you some of the things. What are the some of the things? First of all, it has created a repository, basics app, with the name basics app. If I will drag it down, and we are on master branch as of now. How we are on master branch? And within the terminal, we are able to see the master. So we are on the master. Then it tells when it was edited, means when these files were edited less than a week ago. Initialize the project, all this it will tell. So you have initialized the project, and with that you got 18 files added. It shows all the full history. Now it says that 4 files have been changed. If you click on this, it will tell you what all files have been changed. Files we have changed is app.js within the script folder, index.css within the script folder. And if you click any of those files, it will give you proper result. It will tell you what else you have changed. Red means all these things you have deleted already. And green mark shows that what all you have added. Extra to your files. Similarly, you can go ahead and see other stuff also, like what we have added. Here we have not deleted anything, but we have edited line number 8, text line center. And last not the least, it will tell the branches. Right now we are not having any branches. We are on the master. Tick mark means that we are active on that branch right now. That is the master branch. contributors, only it's my username. It has been installed in my system. That's why it says for you, I guess it will be nothing. Incoming remotes, all this you can forget it for right now. All these are not necessary. What is necessary, you will be able to see what all files have been changed, and if you will click on this, you will get to know what all you have changed. After the file history, next comes the file history. It will tell you individually what all you have changed, uncommitted change, initialize, all this stuff. And similarly, you can compare also. There was something known as compare. So right now we are only having the master branch. We can't compare with any other branch. Branch is nothing but a separate set of files. Have you all guys have done? Should I move on?
Yes, sir.
So now what you do, go ahead to your browsers. There you type github.com, and those who have already registered, please go ahead and sign in. Rest all of you, please give some username. It will check if the username is unique. It will accept it, else give some other, try giving some other username, email, and the password. Sign up, mail. Then you have to go to your mail. You have to confirm. You have to confirm all your username and the password there. Do this much, and then you will again log in. You will end up on the GitHub page. I'm stop sharing for the screen for the timing till the time I log in, and afterwards I will be on my dashboard of the GitHub. And once you log in, you will be able to see your dashboard. Here, these are some of the repositories. Repositories are something like these projects, what we have created. As you will be new to your GitHub, you will be not able to see anything. And here also you will able to see some feeds, like I have followed some of them, so their feeds are coming here. Or once you do sign up process and login and come on your dashboard, let me know. Have you guys logged in?
Yes, sir.
So I want some one of you to share your screen, because I have already created one repository. I want one of you to share the screen so that I can tell you guys. Or I will create a new repository. No issues. So I hope everyone on the same page. So now what you have to do, you have to create a new repository. How you can create a repository? First of all, either you can click on the new, here, new, or else you can click plus here. In plus, there will be some options. You have to click on new repository. So these are the two ways. So click on the repository, it will take you to the same page. Here I will say React. fee, or I will say intern. Here you can give the small description if you want. React app, and then it's a choice to whether to make it public or private. In public, other people will able to see your repositories, your project, whatever you have uploaded on the GitHub, and private, no one will able to see. It will be only you. Now, if you are making it public, if others people will able to see, they can. There's something in Facebook we give a like to a post. In GitHub we give a star to a post. So if it is public, other people you can ask your friends to make it a star. Then more the stars, the better is the repository, and the more people will see it. And when you are going for this, like if you are seen in resume, some people give their GitHub ID, GitHub link. Why? Because they can go, they can, people can, recruiters can go to their GitHub and see, means what type of code that person writes and how many people are involved in it and all this stuff. And secondly, GitHub is open source, so right now means it's a trend, like you have to give something to the open source community. What is open source? The things which you get in free. You don't have to pay some extra. So it is a trend, like you should give something to the open source society, like Stack Overflow. People write so many, gives such a good answers. You are able to find the solution within minutes. So I will make it public itself. Don't click on this, initialize all this. Just click on create repository. Once you click on the create repository, it will take some time and then it will give you this setup. So here it is saying that to create a new repository, you can do all this command line like echo readme. So what it will does, echo read react intern is a string, and it will be appended to a readme.md file. And if I go to my course, I'm already having readme.md file. So I will not do this step. Neither you have to do. Git init is to initialize the repository. So if you see, our repository was already initialized by the create react app. When we do it npm create react app basics app, here they use for initializing Git. So it is already initialized. So you don't have to do this also. Now comes git add readme.md. So let's copy this. I will copy it and I will open my terminal. So basically I'm doing my screen bigger so that resolution is bigger. What you people can do, you people can create a new terminal, click on new terminal, and it will gives you this. It shows second bash. Why second bash? Because in first bash my server is running here, right? So there are two ways to do. Either you can click on this plus. What plus does? It gives you no new terminal. Delete, it will delete the terminal. So I don't want two terminals. I will delete this one also. Just hang on a minute. It has been not responding. So what happens now? What we have to do? We have to add. We will add this file readme.md. We will commit it. Commit means we are ready. We are ready for the changes. So there are 3 steps to upload your file onto the GitHub. What are the 3 steps? First of all, you have to add the file which you want to upload on the GitHub. After adding, you have to commit it. Commit means that you are sure that you want to add this file, and then you give some name. You give some message that I'm committing, and this is my message. And message is very helpful. Why it is helpful? Because it will be once we have a lot of commits, like 10 commits, and in 10 commits, in first commit I have added readme.md file, in second commit I have created my React. In within the React I have added my navbar. In second commit I have added a picture, something else. So now what happened, you don't want to change all of the code, and neither you want only you change you only the code you want to change is that image. You want to change that image or something else, like to a specific commit. So that commit will helpful to tell you that where you have added, when you have added. It will give the whole history before before what it was added, and afterwards what was added. And afterwards we will push it to the GitHub. How you will do? You write git remote add origin, all this stuff. You have to copy in from your system what is given. This is my path. For your path it will be something else, like username will be changed, and this is your username, and git intern is my repository name. For you it will be something else. And afterwards you get push. So this is only this line you will be doing only once, and afterwards you will be doing these three steps: add, commit, push. So I will go to my terminal. Here here you can start copying. Here you can copy and paste. I will open into my new terminal. Opening external. So I will make columns as 150, rows as 30. And I will make it as 18. Right. Okay. And here I will do. I guess it's too big. Options. Next. Instead of, I will make it apply, or I will make it as. So now here I will do. First of all, I will start my server npm cd. I should be in basics app. First, initially I was in basics app /src. I don't want to in src. I want to in my root app, basics app. So I will write here npm start. We're starting the server here. And then I will also open one more terminal here. So now what I will do, I will go to my here on my GitHub page. I will copy this git add, paste it here. add. Afterwards, I will commit, get commit, minus m is necessary. It tells that you are writing the message. And I will say edit readme .md file. Closing quotes, press enter. And afterwards, you have to copy this. Control C, paste, press enter. For you, it will be something different now. Once done this, click on get push -u. -u is important. Origin. What is origin? Origin is your path name. And now where you want to upload. So as I told you, we are in master branch. So I will say master. Press enter. Once you press enter, it will take time. Depending upon your internet speed, it will be uploaded. And if it is uploaded, you should be able to see something like this, new branch, all this. And now if you refresh your page, you will able to see all these files. It has automatically came here. So here I told you about something about readme.md file. In readme.md file, this project was bootstrapped with all this. And if we see our git, and it's also showing all this stuff. So readme.md, if you want to display on the front page of your repository, you will write in readme.md. Readme.md is for used for giving all this common information. Afterwards comes the .gitignore. If you see node modules, they contains a lot of folders. Means it's a very huge folder, and we don't want this to be uploaded on GitHub because first of all, it's a very big folder, and secondly, it's not required. So for that, I will go to my .gitignore. Automatically, some of the files have been there. The file which we need right now is /node modules. And if you see /modules is present here, you can write /modules or you can even write .modules. It doesn't matter. It's exactly the same. So node modules will not upload it to GitHub. Let's say you don't want to upload this favicon.ioc. At the time, what you will do, you will write /. Is means for current. Our gitignore is in root level. So I want to go to the public folder. Within the public folder, I want to go to favicon.ioc. So I will write / current directory, current folder. Within the current folder, I will go to public. Within the public, I will write favicon.ico. And as soon as you write and press enter, you will see that you will see this favicon icon will not be uploaded on the GitHub. But I want to upload, it's just in case, so I will remove it off. So like this, you can tell which file, a specific file which you don't want to upload. Let's say you are having some private file here, you don't want to upload or that to GitHub, so you write that file name as easy as it. Now, right now we just uploaded readme.md. What about if I want to upload everything? At the time, what you will do, you will go to your terminal, you will write git add means we have to add, dot means current folder. We are in basics app, so it will add all the files neglecting node modules. That's all. Because we have put it into the .gitignore file. Press this, then git commit. Before committing, what I will do, I will go back to my browser. Here, if you will see, initialize tab with the all this have been done by automatically. Here I will do git commit -m and I will say React app. That's all. Press enter and afterwards git push origin and to the branch we want to upload it to the master branch. Press enter. And once it is done, now refresh this page again. You will see React app, and it was all these three files were of before commit before it. So as you can see, this is the commit message, as you can see. So like this, you work with GitHub, a simple way. As the course will go along, if I want you to do something else, I will let you know. For the time being, what all you have to remember? You have to remember these three commands. What are these? Git add dot, git commit, -m, your message, and last git push origin and branch name, let's say master itself. So copy down these three commits. So now, as you can see, after committing, there is only one. What does one means? One means only one file changed since the last commit. I hope you guys are getting. So kindly go ahead and push the changes. And once you push, you should be able to see 0 or nothing. Have you guys done? Please response. Please response. Gloria, Dikshit, Nikhil, Shreya, Chetan. Please response, guys. Okay, then we will conclude our session here today. And from tomorrow, we will do some more basics and we will start developing our application using React. Thanks a lot, everyone.